Alrighty, what's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode. Just gonna get everything set up, and we'll be ready to go. Do not expect that episodes will always be this late. For Tuesdays, Thursdays. Just happened to have been this late tonight, but will not always be the case. So sorry about that. Was not intending it to be this late. Just gonna get things set up, and we'll be ready to go. Hope your day's going well. If you're back in school, hope that started off good. Definitely has for me. And yeah. By the way, with college football, I'm not going to be talking about week 0 because there were games, but nothing interesting happened. And really, the only games that involve like bigger schools were blowouts anyway. So, not going to be talking about week 0, but we'll be diving into key important matchups to look out for with week 1 of college football. But yeah, we'll not be focusing at all on the week 0 games. Okay. Um, okay, let's begin. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to this week's episode of Benny in the Booth podcast. On this week's episode, we've got MLB Weekly Recap. College football is finally back. We're going to dive into what games to be keeping an eye out for this week for official week 1. Not going to be talking about all about week 0 and all and more. Let's get right into it. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 90 of Benny in the Booth podcast. Thank you so much for the support to this point. I very much do appreciate it. We are crazy enough coming up to episode 100. I want to do something special for it, but at the same time, I might hold off on episode on the special, being I'm going to be in a bit of a chaotic situation between September and October. But I definitely want to do something special. If you guys have any ideas of what I should do for a 100th episode or late special for the 100th episode, we'll see how it plays out. Let me know. Live comment, live chat, comments, wherever, or however, whatever comment section. Let me know. I'm really curious because I want to try to do something for 100 episodes. Crazy to be saying we're almost 100 episodes in. There was a crazy hectic day in baseball aside from there's games going on. There were like a whole bunch of people caught. Harrison Bader gone, Josh Donaldson gone, Giolito, Renfroe, Grichuk, like a whole bunch of players were just out of the blue cut by their team, and it was just like crazy to be seeing all unfold in one day. Oh yeah, and Carlos Carrasco also gone from the Mets. Like, I haven't seen this much in one day in a long time. Angels specifically was Giolito, Renfroe, Grichuk, Matt Moore, and Reynaldo Lopez. Luke Giolito, Hunter Renfroe, Randall Grichuk. So it's just crazy. Before we dive into baseball, though, college football is officially mainly week 1, not counting week 0 back. Last week, technically back with week 0, but nothing really to talk about. Key matchups I will highlight for this week, as in like, which really the first few weeks there aren't usually a lot, being it's usually like the out-of-conference games are like good team against bad team. But there's actually an in-conference game this week, and it is for Ohio State. They kick off their season against Indiana, which has sometimes been an interesting game over the more recent years. So that's something I would keep an eye out for, maybe. Otherwise, let's see, anything else? LSU, Florida State. That's going to be on Sunday, actually. Ohio State, Indiana is going to be on Saturday. LSU, Florida State, Sunday. But otherwise, really nothing crazy to highlight. I will go over like key big upsets that happened. But otherwise, we'll see. And just to go over, before I wrap up the college football section, the preseason rankings that came out. I focus on the AP poll. I'm not really going to cover the AP poll, any polls until the college football playoff polls come out, which apparently is going to be starting on Halloween, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, until that gets released, I'm not really going to focus on the rankings. I'll mention them in the match, but that's best it. But the preseason rankings: Georgia's 1, Michigan 2, Ohio State 3, Alabama 4, LSU 5, USC 6, Penn State 7, Florida State 8, Clemson 9, Washington 10, Texas 11, Tennessee 12, Notre Dame 13, Utah 14, Oregon 15, Kansas State 16, TCU 17, Oregon State 18, Wisconsin 19, Oklahoma 20, North Carolina 21, Ole Miss 22, Texas A&M 23, Tulane 24, and Iowa 25. Those are the preseason rankings. But officially, college football is back this weekend. Finally, good and happy to say. And then not only that, but also next week, pro football is back. Regular season, finally, which is also going to be saying. I do want to actually throw in pro football for a moment. The Browns made a move that partly makes sense, but part of me had me spinning my head. Cade York, their kicker since last year, they drowned. has been up and down and up and down and up and down, and especially in this preseason. And he needed to get some sort of competition to get a kick in the tuchus, just to try to get things back up in the right direction, which and they didn't sign anyone prior to the third preseason game, or fourth for them, third preseason week, fourth for them as they play in the Hall of Fame game. And then they got traded for one right after the last preseason game against Kansas City, where they lost by one, where a game-winning field goal was blown and blocked. Which, okay, makes sense. Get a new kicker. But my thought was it would be to kick Cade York and give him a wake-up call. Browns were like, no, not at all. We're cutting Cade York. Dustin Hopkins, who they got from the Chargers for like a 7th-round pick, is our new kicker. That surprised me. I thought like Cade York would at least be given a kick and a jolt to maybe try to get better before cutting, but the Browns were like, nope, we're cutting. Maybe there's something we don't know that the Browns do, but it's just kind of odd for multiple reasons. One, they've cut already like 3 players from their 2022 draft. Not a good thing. 2, Kevin Stefanski was with the Minnesota Vikings at the time when they cut Daniel Carlson, who had sucked for Minnesota, and look what he became with Oakland/Vegas. And you could run into that issue with Cade York. I don't hope so, and Browns probably don't, but I mean, you never know these days, especially with Carlson's case. But we'll see what happens. It was definitely time for the Browns to at least get competition. Just surprised it's not competition, it's legitimately the new kicker. But we'll see what happens, and yeah. But I'll get into week 1 predictions in next episode. All right, MLB Weekly Recap. Let's get right into it. So, Andy Ibanez's 2-homer game led the Tigers over the Cubs 8-6. 9-run 8th leads Rays over the Rockies 12-4. Anthony Santander. Oh, yeah. I was at Orioles Blue Jays last Thursday in Camden Yards. The story of the game was basically Dean Kramer going 6 shutout innings, masterful performance. Even Kevin Gausman pitched a good game, but at the end of the day, Anthony Santander homered twice and a 5-run 8th behind the Blue Jays deciding to pinch hit Alejandro Kirk for Kevin Biggio, who was robbed of a home run that would have made it 2-1 in the top of the 8th. And the bottom of the 8th, Jansen made mistakes that was a part of the 5-run inning, and the Orioles 7-0 win over the Blue Jays. Aaron Judge's 3-homer game ended a 9-game losing streak for the Yankees and a 9-1 win over the Nationals. 6-run third leaves the Red Sox over the Astros 17-1. Parker Meadows' first major league home run was walk-off 3-run homer off Ryan Presley in the Tigers' 4-1 win over the Astros. Bo Naylor became first Canadian to homer in first at-bat north of the border via solo home run and a Guardians 5-2 win over the Blue Jays. He's part of Cleveland for context. Nick Allen had a 4-hit game, including a solo home run in the 7th, leading Oakland over the White Sox 12-4. And Jordan Wicks, who was the Cubs' first-round pick in 2022, 21st pick, made his major league debut Saturday, getting the win, going 5 innings, giving up 2 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts, including 5 in a row. First Cub to do so in major league debut since 1920 in a Cubs 10-6 win over the Pirates. Also, first Cubs pitcher to set down 15 straight in the expansion era since 1961, and is also 4th Cubs starting pitcher to record 9+ strikeouts in major league debut since Dutch Ruther in 1917, Mark Pryor in 2002, and Thomas Diamond in 2010. I have no idea who Reuter or Diamond are, but I definitely know who Mark Pryor is. Julio Rodriguez became the fastest player in Mariners history to reach 50 career home runs via 2-run homer in the 5th, 256th game over Alex Rodriguez in 269, who did in 269 games. The Mariners 15-2 win over the Royals. Mariners also had 7 homers in this game. 4-on 9th lead Texas over Minnesota, ending an 8-game losing streak 6-2. Mookie Betts' 2-run homer in 6th was first home run against the Red Sox since being traded from the Red Sox to the Dodgers, and the Dodgers 7-4 win over the Red Sox. Houston 7-run 8th leads them over the Tigers 17-4. Corbin Carroll became 4th rookie to 2040 season, 20 home runs, 40 stolen bases season with since with Mike Trout in 2012, Pinchel Page in 1977, and Tommy Agee in 1966, and his first Arizona Diamondback to do so, not as the last guy to do it, not as a rookie, since Eric Burns in 2007. With the 7-6 Rangers loss, blowing a 5-0 lead, and Seattle 3-2 win, they officially claimed a tie for first place. Now they are officially in first place by tonight, not including what happens today. 4-run first leads the Brewers over the Cubs 6-2. Jose Altuve hit for the cycle in his first Astro to do so since Brandon Barnes on July 19, 2013. And with a grand slam home run in back-to-back games between Texas and Cleveland, Royce Lewis is first Twins player to do so, and first in MLB since Luis Urias earlier in the season. And Johan Oviedo had a complete game shutout for Pittsburgh yesterday, giving up 2 hits, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts in the Pirates' 5-0 win over the Royals. That is the note part of this of the recap. Standings update for AL East: Orioles still in first place at 82-49, followed by the 80-52 Blue Rays, who are 2.5 back. For the Central, the Twins are in first place 69-63, followed by the 62-70 Guardians, who are 7 games back, followed by the Tigers at 59-72, 9.5 games back. Seattle in first place 75-56, the big shift in the main standings since last episode. They're 75-56, followed by 74-57 Rangers, who are a game back, and 75-58 Astros, who are also a game back. NL East, Braves are in first place at 85-45. NL Central, Brewers in first place 74-57, followed by the Cubs at 69-62, 5 games back, followed by the Reds at 68-65, 7 games back, and then the NL West is just the Dodgers in first place at 81-49. I obviously am not including teams that are 10 plus games back. And then for the wild card standings, the Rays are 5.5 games ahead in first place, followed by the Rangers and the Astros. Hold on one second. Something seems a little bit up, so I just want to check something before. Might make sense, but I just want to make sure. Nope, never mind. It's up. That's correct. With any games ahead, Blue Jays in fourth, 2.5 games back at 72-60, followed by the Red Sox at 69-63, 5.5 games back. For the NL wildcard standings, Phillies are in first place, 73-58, 4.5 games ahead, followed by the Cubs, who are half a game ahead, followed by the Diamondbacks, who are neutral at 69-63, followed by the 68-63 half game back San Francisco Giants. Reds, who are a game and a half back, followed by the Marlins at 66-65, 2.5 games back, followed by the Padres at 62-70, 7 games back, followed by the Nationals at 61-71, 8 games back, followed by the Mets at 60-72, 9 games back. The rest of scheduled for tonight of games that have not started yet: A's at Mariners at 9:40, Reds at Giants at 9:45, Diamondbacks at Dodgers at 10:10. And as for games that are going on at the moment, the Cubs are up 1-0 over the Brewers, bottom 2. They have a runner on with 2 outs. Phillies are up over the Angels 11-5 in the top of the 8th. Cubs game just went to the 3rd inning. Rays are leading the Marlins 7-2, top 7th. The Yankees are up 4-0 heading to the bottom of the 9th over the Tigers. White Sox and Orioles are tied at 1, bottom 6. 5-1 Nationals over the Blue Jays, middle 6th. The Astros are up again over the Red Sox 3-1, top 6th. The Rangers are up over the Mets 1-0 in the moment, top 7. The Guardians are up over the Twins 2-0. The Padres are up over the Cardinals 3-1. Sorry about that. Top 4, the Pirates and Royals are scoreless through 3, and then the Braves and Rockies are scoreless at the moment, bottom 1, but the Rockies have 1 on with 2 out. That is this week's episode of the podcast. Thank you so much for the support to this point. I very much do appreciate it. Hold on. Actually, I don't know why I almost jumped to the outro without the music. But that is it for the MLB part of this episode. Let's wrap things up. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode of Benny Booth Podcast. On next week's episode, we'll be weekly recap, which hopefully by then I might start getting magic number for teams to clinch spots, whether wild card or division. We'll have college football week 1 recap, and week 2 preview. We'll have college NFL week 1 predictions and more. If you're new on YouTube, thank you so much for watching and listening. If you are new on YouTube, leave a like, hit the subscribe button, leave the notification button to notify when I go live and or post a video. If you're new on audio, follow the podcast, leave a review, hit the notification button to notify when I post on there. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I will see you in next week's episode 91. Bye-bye.